Welcome back to episode 17. That's pretty crazy, man. How did we get here? How did we just start making a talk show, a podcast? How do we just do it? It's because you can think about something as much as you want, but if there's no execution behind what you're doing, then it doesn't matter. Today we're talking about the good, the bad, the ugly on episode 17. I'm your host, Anthony. I'm fucking excited you're here. I'm pumped for today's episode. I really am just so jazzed about it. We're going to be doing this new thing in the podcast, which I want to tell you right now before I forget, because I will forget. And if you know anything about me, I have a tendency to forget important things. We're going to be doing this thing where you can actually click a link and leave me a message so that when we film these episodes and we come onto the show and we talk, you can be a part of this and you can leave me messages or feedback or talk share, whatever it is that we do. Run your mouth a little bit. I don't mind. I run my mouth, so I expect you to run yours. I'm all about empowering people to say what they need to say or say what they want to say. There's too many things that say you can't do that these days. There's too many things. There's too many things that say tone it down. I'm sure you felt it at some point in your life. Somebody maybe said you were too much, or maybe you weren't enough. They said, oh, we got to tone it down. If you're anything like me, I get super excited, and that can be a lot for people to handle at first, but that's a new part of the episodes that I want you to know about, so go to the link in the description. Maybe we'll put one on the screen. Who knows? Wherever you're seeing this, you'll have the ability to find it and leave me a message, and I encourage you to do that, whatever it is. Nobody's a fan of my sipping of the coffee this week. I've gotten a lot of feedback about how I sip my coffee recently, and it's actually it's a tragedy because I really like to savor the moment. I embellish things a lot. I don't know that they're exaggerated, but I really like to feel things. And tasting a good cup of coffee, Jerry Seinfeld said it best, a good cup of coffee is really like, that's as good as life gets. So while we break down the good, bad, and the ugly this week, I hope you subscribe, and thank you for being here with me. Again, I'm your host, Anthony, and I'm excited. We get some good stuff going on this week. We're talking the good, the bad, the beautiful, the good, the bad, the entertaining. When do we accept good things have to end? That sucks, right? We've all been there. Relationships, a good job, maybe a fancy idea about one of your latest creative projects. Could be anything. A founder's dream. Is it a dream or is it already a reality? That's a head scratcher for you. And what are you going to tell your kids? That's what we're covering in today's episode. And man, it's going to be action-packed. It's going to be action-packed. The goods are good because this week I'm talking about one of my favorite guys in the whole wide world, Bobby Hundreds. If you don't know Bobby Hundreds, and just forget it. You don't even have a chance. But Bobby Hundreds, LA culture, everybody on the West Coast knows Bobby. Bobby is he is really the focus of streetwear and creativity, I think, in a lot of ways. When you look at creative takes on things and environments where you could really be your highest self or your best self, your most authentic self, which I think is pretty corny and cringy these days, but it is important that you are your most authentic self. I think Bobby embodies that. And that's really something I was looking at this week because he's one of the founders of the Hundreds brand. And the Hundreds brand is a community-based streetwear brand that blends 90s streetwear with workwear in a Californian-type subculture tribe. And all that really means is they're hip, man. We're not very hip here on the East Coast. We're a little bit more tight-knit about things. We can't help it. We have New York City and New Jersey, and it's you come to play or that's it. You don't play at all. They don't care how you look or how you're vibing. What I love most about the Hundreds brand is it's a people over profits brand. And I know a lot of companies say people first, people first, people first. And a lot of it's baloney, right? We can all agree that it's baloney. Companies, yeah, we're about our people and we're a family. We're a family. Bitch, if we're a family, then I'm going to treat you like my family. I ain't going to answer your text. You cannot have any of my money. And please, please, for the love of God, leave your kids home on fucking holiday because I cannot stand them. I cannot stand them. If that's true, if we really are a family. That's what I love most about the Hundreds. I own quite a few pieces of their clothing. I actually wore one of their Atom Bomb Squad sweaters on my last week's episode. If you haven't seen it, here it is. Go check it out. Don't miss last week's episode and stay up to date with our latest episodes by subscribing. Duh. That's what you got to do. You got to subscribe if you want to stay in the now. Bobby's done such an awesome job of keeping the people in focus, though. He really has. He really, really has. And I love that because it's very difficult in a business to keep people at the forefront. And I think LA, the West Coast, I don't know if it's like hoity-toity or it's like just one of those West Coast things, but I think they do have the ability to feel that a little bit more than we do on the East Coast. I'm not sure why that is. Drop a comment in the comments below and let me know why you think that is. Last month, Bobby stepped down as the creative director of the Hundreds. He's, remember, one of the co-founders. He's one of the co-founders. For him to step down is like, what's going on? What's going on? Let's get to the bottom of it. We want to know. I want to know. I'm sure you want to know. Why would somebody so creative step down? Why would somebody so successful walk away? Nicolas Cage says you should leave at your peak. Why overstay your welcome? Right? Why? You should never overstay your welcome. It's like when a relationship goes sour. Go away. When a job no longer fulfills you, take a hike. Go to the place that makes you feel alive. And I think that's what's important here. And we have to look at this. We got to dig into this. You and me, we have to understand, why is Bobby one of the most creative people, I think, out there, at least in LA, at least in the US. Love this guy. Why walk away? Here's a picture of me the last time I was actually in LA. This was at the Hundreds. Just kidding. This is actually at Rip and Dip. Rip and Dip is actually one of the retailers, streetwear retailer types on Fairfax in LA. And I loved walking around Fairfax a couple years ago. And every time I go to LA, I try to get out there onto Sunset and Hollywood Boulevard. And you see all the comedy shows and you see all the new stuff and all the lights. It's beautiful. If you haven't been in the West Coast, you probably should take some time to go. But this is me hiding behind a cat-looking thing. Looks a little sketchy. Can't help myself. Yeah, out there in L.A. So go check it out. Here's a picture of this alien dude from Rip and Dip. Rip and Dip. What the hell, man? What kind of name is that? I love L.A. because it's like the embodiment of creative freedom. And I'm somebody who struggles a lot creatively because I deal with a lot of like mental blocks and, oh my God, I'm not good enough. Oh my God, I'm not good enough. So everybody has those mental hurdles you have to get past. And I think that's just the thing with fears. Your fears are just a fabrication of what you think reality is. And they're not, it's not. You can do it. You can do it. Fuck your fears. Fears don't have fears. Scrunage, right? Do that to your fears. Do that to your fears. But it's great because LA fosters an environment for free thinking. New York is a little bit more hustle and bustle. Jersey's go, 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 go. I'm an East Coast guy, and I will love the East Coast till death do us part. But, man, I do love L.A. I do love L.A. Bobby said in a recent GQ interview, I'm effectively stepping back as far as creative control and oversight of how the Hundreds looks and feels from here on forward. Reported on Hypebeast. Hypebeast, your source for lifestyle, news, fashion, music, and so many other segments. There's a plethora of segments on Hypebeast. Go check it out. I love Hypebeast for a source of news. It keeps you in the know, and that's important these days. You got to stay educated. In the same interview, Bobby talked about how humbling it was to step back and let the new era come in. This is why I love Bobby, because not just anybody can do that, right? We're so fucking egotistical, and it's so, we need to be right, and we need to be frank, and we need to be fact. We need to get it this needs to be perfect. You know, when you're so fixated on getting it right that you lose sight of what's important, which is enjoying the experience. And I think Bobby really lets us step back and look at something like this, where it can't be easy walking away from the hundreds. He co-founded this brand. And it can't be easy to walk away from that. So it's crazy. It's really crazy. In other crazy news, our friend Billy McFarland is still chugging away at his hopes of, you guessed it, his dreams, his aspirations of kicking off Fyre Festival 2. If you don't know what Fyre Fest is actually, it was marketed about 8 years ago as a luxurious Coachella. And it was on this private island. I believe it was in the Bahamas. And it was a total flop. Billy McFarland screwed people out of hundreds of thousands of dollars, promoters, artists, you name it, everybody got screwed. I mean, if you look it up on Instagram, it is pretty horrific. I mean, people were eating ham and cheese sandwiches after paying thousands of dollars for tickets, which evidently led to McFarland's 4-year indictment, which is too bad. And I've talked about this quite a bit on my episodes, especially recently, because he's trying to kick off Fyre Festival 2. Fyre Festival 2. How do we get here? I really think you should be watching this. This couch fire go up in flames. I don't know what you call it. Or is it going to be one of the greatest parties since Project X? You remember Project X? Remember those little hoodlums? They waited until their parents left and then had the fucking firest party of the century. Is it going to be one of those things? Just some good old boys. Not doing no harm, just trying to have a party. Here they are. Just doing their thing, just living it up. I got no gripes with that. When my parents left back in the day, I'd always joke with my mom. I'd say, "Ma, we're going to go grab the keg out back now." And I'd sit there with my brother. We'd laugh about it, but we never, sorry, Ma. We always cleaned up after ourselves. I mean, that counts for something. But McFarland, I can't say the same. I think that's important too, because sometimes you don't see what you need to see. Sometimes it's not that obvious. That's some good coffee. I love me some good coffee. What I loved about Bobby's most recent GQ interview was him referencing the Souls of Mischief Limitations lyrics, where he said, MCs should know their limitations. What a fucking G. What a fucking G, dude. Bobby is such a fucking G. An MC should know their limitations. What's he say? I know my limitations. I know my limitations? I mean, come on. That's as good as it gets. An MC's got to know his limitations. The best part is, even Bobby Hundreds, got in on the Fyre Fest carnage. Not hate. There's no hate for what happens in the creative space. But the Fyre Fest BS, total carnage. Total, absolute carnage. Bobby posted on Threads, adversary of X, formerly known as Twitter. How can there be a Fyre Fest 2 if there wasn't a Fyre Fest 1? Our hero. The hero we never asked for. I replied to Bobby, a man for the people. Because I believe it, Bobby. You are a man for the people. You think this man, Billy McFarland, knows his limitations? Best to believe he doesn't. I don't think he does. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please sub now and follow me for more fuckery. The more I learn to talk and use my words, which every time I do one of these episodes, I'm learning to talk again. I feel like a big infant adult. I feel like I don't lose that kid. That kid is always in me. It's just a matter of how do you keep that kid intact as you get older. And this is how I do it. The better these episodes will be, especially since Mercury is retrograde and finally moving forward. Yes, thank you very much. We can stop pointing the finger at each other. Instead, we can come together the way it's supposed to be and point the finger at everybody else. We're releasing a part of this episode that I shared with you in the beginning, and I'm so happy to mention to you again that I think is really going to up our game. It's new, and it's something that I've wanted to do for the podcast in a while. If you go to the link in the profile or the description, you'll be able to find this. It's also on my link tree and on all my bios throughout all of the websites and social medias for you to find. Leave me a message. Give me some feedback. Ask a question. Fuck with me. Tell me your favorite joke. I want you to be a part of this just as much as me writing this bullshit every single week, which I love, but I think the togetherness is pretty important. Here, everything goes and anything goes. Remember that. Because I know I will. What a dreary day. What a dreary day. It's been dreary in Jersey, but that's okay because rain brings sunshine. But not for our friends at Fyre Festival. Here is my official Fyre Festival update on Billy McFarland. City officials of Playa del Carmen denying any participation in Fyre Festival plans. City council officials actually cited there is no event on any such registry, which debunks basically everything McFarland has been saying on his Instagram. There was actually a press conference held too with a member of local government saying that the festival is a no-go. This is a non-starter, guys. This is a total non-starter. And there's a lot of questions around this. In that same press conference, they're talking about how one of the councilmen actually said it is a go. And permits are in place. So what is it? Are we a go or are we a no? Get to packing. It's confusing. Fyre Festival is what landed its founder, Billy McFarland, behind bars for 4 years after the festival was a bust just 8 years ago. Keep that in mind. He was charged with fraud. Yeah, screwed a lot of people, screwed investors, artists, you name it. You guys know, I think this guy is a quack. I've talked to him about a lot of these episodes now. I think he's a quack. I don't know. But I also think his bases are loaded and he's ready for business. I'm not sure what he's peddling, but he's not stopping. He's not stopping. He shared on his Instagram pre-authorizations, artist invitations, and even receipts promoting his Fyre Festival 2 agenda. It's craziness. He's going to great lengths to make this up if he's truly making this up. Really. I mean, look at this. He's going to great lengths. You have to wonder, what do the people that actually run legitimate festivals think of this? If you run a legitimate festival, what do you think about Fyre Festival? Leave me a comment. I have to know because I think Billy McFarland's a total quack. I think there's a lot of red flags here. I think a lot of his agenda has been debunked, and this is a non-starter. What are your thoughts? Please enlighten me because I would love to know. This guy feels like he's got something to prove here. It's like maybe he didn't get off the tit soon enough when he was born. Like, dude, you have to go out into the world. You have to accept defeat. And sometimes when you do extraordinary things in this world, you have to know when to walk away. Come on, Billy. I want to take a minute to just say thank you to all of our first responders of FDNY and all the people that participated in 9/11 over the last however many years it's been now. It's been a long time. All the memorials, all the sacrifice I think that was made. Every time I put this FDNY hat on, I think of what took place that fateful day in New York City. And I don't think we could say it enough. You know, thank you to all of our responders. And thank you to all the people that sacrificed the ultimate sacrifice. To the families, the brothers, the moms, the dads. We all owe a great debt to those individuals. And here at the podcast, we fucking fully support our first responders. You better fucking believe it. Back to fucking McFarland here. Is he dumb? Is McFarland dumb? Is Billy McFarland dumb? Or does he just have an elephant-sized sack of nuts on him? What is it? Does he have a chance? A fighting chance? Did you have a chance when your girl said send pics of you home in bed when you were out with that one girl who was definitely just a friend? Don't pull a McFarland. Don't pull a McFarland. Unless you're full of shit. Unless you're full of shit. Like a true MC, know your limitations. We got more dirt we're going to be dishing out on McFarlane as the days lead up to whatever this festival may be. There's tickets that are exceeding hundreds of thousands of dollars, touching as much as $1 million for sale. And this festival is, I think, a month from now. A month. There's no artist lineup. There's no legitimate things that have been put in place. And it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary, guys. It's kind of scary, man. It's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. But there's two kinds of people in this world. There's the people that see their dreams. The people like Bobby Hundreds. The people like Bobby Hundreds that thought long ago, let me start a brand. Let me see it to fruition. I'm going to have to make a lot of challenges. There's going to be a lot of challenges. I'm going to have to make a lot of sacrifices. People aren't going to understand. It's going to be confusing. And, of course, people are always going to have shit to say because people cannot fucking seem to ever shut their goddamn mouths. Don't let negative people dictate how you live out your fucking dreams. Don't let negative people get in your head and convince you and plant this little seed of doubt in you that you cannot do something because that is baloney. That is fucking straight up non-starter, just like Fyre Festival 2, a non-starter. Find out for yourself what is in this life that's worth pursuing. Don't listen to all the shit. Don't listen to me. Definitely don't listen to me. You got no fucking idea what I'm saying. Don't listen to nobody. Don't listen to the best doctors. Don't listen to fucking these people. Don't listen to fucking all this shit. If you have a dream, go after it. Go after it. Be the person that sees the dream and makes a plan and acts on the plan and goes for it. Don't be the other person. The other person is the person that sees all of the things that is preventing them from executing their dream. You don't want to be that person. You'd better off try and fail than not try at all. And I think that's really the tone and the narrative for today's episode. I was thinking about it a lot. I was like, this is it. We got to talk about our dreams, baby. We got to talk about what it means to go after it. And what better representation of action taken to pursue your dreams than Bobby Hundreds. And while it may not be the best example, Billy McFarlane. He has a seed of ignorance, an air of intolerance that is literally embedded in him. With all the shit people are talking. I mean, we got the facts are as clear as day. He did a festival 8 years ago, spent 4 years in prison for fraud because that was a fucking bust. He is doing it again. The exact same festival. Now, I think maybe you should make better choices, but he's going for it. He's going for it. And things like this get me thinking. When you're thinking of your dreams and you're thinking about what you want to do this week and how you want to crush your fucking goals and how you're going to do it, don't worry about all the things that are in your way. There is so many fears that we fucking put in our way of getting shit done. We are like the fear machine. We just produce fake shit all day that's going to keep us from going after what's most important to us. And I hope you don't do that this week. And I hope you learn from this episode that you should pursue your dreams because you could do extraordinary things like Bobby Hundreds. And hell, if McFarlane, by some small goddamn grace of God, can pull a Fyre Festival too, then who knows? Anything is possible. Even you, even me, we may have a chance. So what? The odds are fucking against you. What are the odds? Does it even matter? When you're able to trailblaze and be that person, spearheading your own life, what does it matter when odds come into play? Right? What does it matter? It doesn't. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter at all. They said John Elway had a fucking cannon for an arm. He'd make a terrible QB. He still crushed it. Still crushed it. What's it matter? Right? Martin Luther King thought he would never make it. He has nothing but doubt. But look what he did. He had dreams that became reality. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Consider that when you're thinking about your future this week. If you do think about your future, if you're somebody who doesn't, maybe you should think about it, because it requires some thought and it's worth kicking around the idea, even if you're going to kick the tires on it. What do you want your future to be like? Who do you want to be? Are you willing to look a little ridiculous? Are you willing to look a little outlandish and even a little silly to get there? You have to wonder. You have to wonder. You have to start thinking, like, what am I going to tell my future kids? What am I going to tell my future kids? What are they going to think about me? What do I want the kids to think of their dad? Right? I ain't got kids, but I figure if I did, then this is some of the shit I'd probably be thinking. The guy that rolled over and waved his white flag. The guy who sold out on his dreams because it was too hard. Or he had a job that was just so damn good it didn't matter. The paycheck was just coming. Keep going for it. The guy that got comfortable and stopped taking risks. The guy that was too busy sucking the goodwill out of society instead of contributing something notable to the world around him. Those are the things that I think you have to consider as you take on your week. Remember, there's a lot of people out there doing some good things, and there's a lot of things that you could do that are good too. You don't have relevance in this world if you don't do the hard stuff, so don't expect anyone to refer to you with any level of reverence unless otherwise earned. Nobody is going to hand you shit. This life of ours is not a handout. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. A little something to get you by. A little something. Make you realize there's so much more out there. I always think about my dreams. I love thinking about my dreams. Gives me life. Gives me something to aim at. And Aristotle did say it's better to aim high and miss than it is to aim low and hit. Think bigger. You got that thought? How do you go bigger? How do you make it actionable? How do you execute it? Anybody can create a plan. Anybody can have a good idea. But not just anybody can go after it and get it. And get the fucking thing. The odds are stacked against McFarlane. I hope he gets it. I hope he does. And for people like Bobby Hundreds, he already got it. But he's humbled enough to know when to walk away. Like a true MC. Know your limitations. Thank you for joining me this week. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next week, you beautiful motherfucker.